I really like our new theme song.
It reminds me of Stranger Things.
Yeah, it does actually. Now that you say that,
It makes me want to watch it.
you may have to. It's been a while.
Just for the 80s music.
I put on stuff in the background usually to. Why?
I don't know.
Why?
Why do you have it connected? Don't have it connected.
No, I mean, there's really no need for me to get any type of notification on my computer right this second.
Well.
Anyway, so I put things on the background to just have background noise while I work sometimes.
Yeah.
And I've had 24 in the background. I'm on season 5 right now.
Yeah.
I think Stranger Things might make the rotation.
Yeah.
It might make the rotation because
Yeah.
season 5 is going to come out like in 2 years at this point. It's been out for like they've been gone for 2 years already.
Yeah.
And with the writer's strike, I mean, Millie Bobby Brown's married now.
I know.
She's married. I bet you she'll have a kid before the new season comes out.
Maybe.
At this rate.
Maybe.
Congratulations, Millie Bobby Brown and Bon Jovi's son.
Yeah.
Did she take the name Millie Bobby Brown Bon Jovi?
Mm-hmm.
Millie Bobby Brown Bon Jovi. No. Yeah.
Jovi.
Jovi?
Jovi. I don't know. But, well, when you finish 24, you can start.
I might take. I tend to like after between a season of 24, I pick up another show just to give it to cleanse the palate a little bit because you can only run 24 episodes of high intensity things. And the show that I watched between seasons 4 and 5 was a giant kick to the heart. And
yeah, so it really didn't cleanse any palate.
It really did. It cleansed the palate until the last season.
Yeah.
And then the last season, I was like, oh man. And I watched the series finale on Sunday.
Yeah.
Was it Sunday?
Yeah.
Oh man, that hurt.
Yeah.
That was really, really painful to watch. I cried.
Yeah.
Bad. But anyway, I won't talk about the show anyway. But how was your week?
It was fine.
It was fine. It's going fine so far.
It's going fine.
No emergency vet visits so far.
No, not yet.
I mean, it's still early. My overtime check this week hasn't cleared yet. I'll get it at 8:30 tonight.
I know.
So in about 3.
That's why I took your socks away from Bruce so that way he
Smart move.
when we came in here, so he wouldn't like start hacking up sock.
Can you imagine? No, that was a good point. Good idea. Thank you for thinking about my wallet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was mostly thinking I don't want to come out after recording this to a dog choking. So
Lily will find a way.
yeah,
Lily will find a way.
Lily finds a way for anything.
Yeah, just because. But my week's been all right.
Yeah.
The Jets suck.
Yep.
Still.
I mean,
there's a lot of
nothing new.
There's a lot of things in life that are certainties, okay? There's death, there's taxes,
and the Jets losing.
and the Jets suck. Forever. Until the end of time.
It just goes to show it doesn't matter if you have an all-star quarterback. It doesn't matter if you have an all-star team. And obviously the coaching doesn't matter either.
I told you my theory
they're just
already.
Horrible.
No, they're cursed.
They're horrible.
I am fairly certain that when Joe Namath made the guarantee back in the 60s, I guarantee we'll win the Super Bowl, and they won it. I think he sold his soul to the devil. How else can you explain it? How else can it be more than 60 years of horrendousness?
He did some satanic worship.
2 years in a row, we were one game away from the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And we lost both years.
Yeah.
Back-to-back years, AFC Championship games.
Yeah.
That hurts more than sucking during the season.
Yeah.
Because you're one step away from winning to making
so
to the Super
close.
Bowl.
Yeah.
2 years in a row, and then you still find a way to choke.
Yeah. Can you turn my volume down a little bit? Maybe it's just me. My head's kind of.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's better.
I mean,
because you were getting like.
We're just really, really
intense.
awful. No, I get passionate about this awful team.
I don't know.
But anyway. So yeah, I finished the series finale of that TV show that left me heartbroken. And then I kick on the Jets game, and I was like, all right, cool. They moved the ball down. They scored 2 touchdowns. Like, man,
They were doing good.
we're looking good. And then the wheels just fell off.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just horrific.
If you can't win with Aaron Rodgers, you just shouldn't even be a football team.
We can't win with anybody.
Yeah. You had Brett Favre for
We had
a
Brett
year.
Favre, Chad Penning. I mean, if I were to list how many quarterbacks the Jets have had since I've been a fan, over 35 years, it will blow your mind. Mm-hmm. How about this? They said this during the game on Sunday. The Steelers, in their history, have had 3 head coaches.
Yeah.
The Jets have had 2 this week.
Yeah.
That's what the guy said. He goes, the Jets have had 2 this week.
I know.
So, yeah. We're just Mr. Johnson, Mr. Woody Johnson.
Maybe it's the ownership.
Please sell the team.
Maybe it's
just
the ownership.
Sell the team.
Did he own it when, what's his name was the quarterback?
He's on the team for about 25 years.
So no.
Which quarterback? Joe Namath?
Yeah.
Oh, no. That was, I can't remember his name. No, it was him.
So maybe it's the ownership.
I don't know what it is. It's just.
Because.
God doesn't like the Jets.
Crap rolls down.
Yeah,
so
God just doesn't like the Jets.
If the ownership is bad, it's just going to keep trickling down.
The only good thing about the Jets, is that they make really cool merch.
Well, that doesn't win football games.
I know it doesn't. So maybe I should just focus on that. I like the Jets, and I just wear their logo stuff. I like their jerseys. Yeah. I like the new logo that they went with. They went throwback to the 50s or the 60s.
Yeah. When they won.
I'll go with that. You know what?
When they were winning.
I'm a Jets casual watcher. No longer a fan. So I watched that series finale, and then the Jets lost, and then the New York City Football Club, my soccer team, they lost 2-0.
So it's just
Sunday sucked.
Kick to the heart all around.
Yeah, but I made really good pizza.
Yeah, you did. The crust wasn't yours, but
hey, everything else was mine except for the dough.
Yeah.
But anyway, my dad came into town.
Yep.
On Saturday. I think that's why I'm just tired. On Saturday, I did a lot.
Yeah, you did.
I did a lot, and I'm not. I keep thinking that I'm ready for this stuff, and I'm not.
Yeah.
You know, we had breakfast with my dad, hung out with him. I left you and Soph at that. No, you guys came home.
Yeah.
And I spent the day with him, and then me and you and Soph went to a picnic.
Yeah.
And then we came back home, and I was just pooped.
Yeah. Beyond
belief, and I'm still kind of paying for it.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine if we ever go on vacation anytime soon.
I know
how I'm gonna feel the next day.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be awful.
Well, you have to pace yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
You know.
I'm sure that if we had gone to New York, I would have been miserable.
Oh,
the next day.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the flight we would just been flying back, so it'd been okay.
Yeah, but it's not the same as sitting in your chair. You all right over there?
My shoulder popped.
All you did was stretch out your hands like that. Like, I don't understand.
I had cancer.
That doesn't.
Oh God, that hurt. Anyway, we didn't make it to New York City. We talked about that.
Yeah.
And Joe Santagato reached out to me, gave me a nice message. And the other day I commented on one of his posts, and he DM'd me a little smiley face.
Yeah, a laughing smiley face.
A laughing smiley face.
Yeah, the tears rolling.
Yeah. So, could it be?
Could you be friends?
Could me and Joe Santagato be friends? Maybe. Acquaintances? I'll take acquaintances.
Yeah.
We're in each other's radars.
Well, he's always been on your radar.
I mean, but I'm on his radar.
You're on his.
Hey, that means that his offer for free tickets to the next tour might be valid.
Yeah.
That he sees my stuff.
If not, we're gonna call him out. No, I'm kidding.
You just. But I need to find a way to tell him, hey, look, I know you won't give us free tickets, but can you give Jen free tickets too?
Yeah.
Because she hooked it up, so I need to find a way to approach that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
I would say wait until
it gets closer.
Until it gets closer, and just be like, look,
and see where they're going on tour too.
Right, and be like, hey, this girl, she was with us for this whole thing, and I want to pay it forward to her. Can we get her some tickets too?
Yeah, hell, if he
may not say yes, but
if they go back to Radio City Music Hall, I'm like, hey, look, give her my tickets for Radio City, and I'll go see you guys somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and who knows where they'll go? Maybe they'll go to Charlotte. Oh, please go to Charlotte.
Yeah.
Because that's an hour and a half from here. I'll go to Atlanta. I'll go as far as Atlanta. Please just go to Atlanta. And maybe the tickets that they give us will be like in the friends and family section.
I doubt it.
Maybe because they performers get an allotment of tickets.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll be in the special section.
Yeah.
So who knows? But whatever.
And I'll just be, up in the.
You'll be with me.
Nosebleeds.
You'll be with me, of course. I mean, this is my caretaker. Yeah. She tended to my needs. I'm tired today.
Me too. I think my melatonin. I don't think I slipped it off enough, or I don't know. I only took half of one, but I woke up like I really could go back to
sometimes
bed.
You wake up punch drunk from the melatonin.
Yeah, and today I did.
And because you gotta think sometimes, there's supposed to be a certain amount of melatonin in them, but if they sometimes a little few extra grams of melatonin in there, and
right? Yeah,
you just get a little groggy and
yeah. I've been groggy out. I should have taken a nap today, but I didn't have time.
Yeah, neither did I.
So
I was super busy with my new role at work.
Yeah, I was. I'm trying to finish this blanket for Sophia that I had promised her last year, and then things just got crazy. And
well, I think you shot for the stars with that blanket. I mean, when you first started, it was the size of the living room. Well,
because I did it wrong, and so then I had to restart it, and it's just the whole thing. But it's easier now. But yeah, it's just doing that, and then watching this anime show with her, and there's no English dubs for it, so it's all Japanese. So I pretty much have to watch it to know what's going on.
Yeah.
So it's trying to do that, and then doing the blanket, and then I had to get dinner in the crock pot before we started this, so that way it'll be done, by like 4.
Okay, so cool. But I'm not eating dinner at 4 o'clock.
No, I still have to heat up the potatoes and everything, so it's.
So we haven't done a music episode in a while.
Anyways,
Anyways, I think we're running out of steam with our chitter chatter. So
I'm so tired.
We'll go to bed early today.
Yeah, right.
We'll slip Sophia melatonin without her knowing. Just put it in her food, so she's like, "Mom, Dad, I'm really tired."
It's like 7 o'clock. I'm going to bed.
Yo, 7 o'clock bedtime sounds phenomenal.
It does.
That's the one thing.
It so does.
This is gonna sound so awful to say, but I kind of miss that about chemo. Is that I can sleep on a dime, just gone for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
I missed. I kind of missed that.
I get that. Yeah.
It's like we would come home from chemo, and I was like, okay, it's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and just gone.
Yeah.
Oh, it was awesome. I didn't like the way I felt afterwards for the next 3 days.
It's like it's kind of it's pros and cons.
I'm gonna tell. I think they would slip some what's that thing? So for allergies, Benadryl stuff into my IV. They had to have, because I was just like,
you can take Benadryl to sleep. It's not habit forming.
I don't want to. With all the chemical set that's going on in my body right now, no. My body's still flushing stuff out. I mean, it's almost a year of getting pumped full of poison.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's not fun in there.
Yeah.
So we'll wait a little bit.
Yeah.
But I have been sleeping all right. I've gotten at least 6 hours.
Yeah, that's good.
It sucks. I want more, but because I've been working 50-hour weeks.
Well, that's your fault.
Excuse you? Excuse you?
Listen, I have told you to rest on the weekends, but you want to get up and start working for 5 hours. That's not my fault.
It's your dog's fault.
Well, you don't have to do it.
Then where are we going to get the magical money to pay for our bills?
I don't know.
All right, then. So this week's episode, we're going to talk about the song Live Like You Were Dying by Tim McGraw. I should have picked another one. After all this yada, 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 we should have picked another one. It's a good one, though. It's a good song.
It is a good song. I like the song. I love Tim McGraw. He's amazing.
Tim McGraw could do no wrong.
I've seen him in concert. He's really good.
Did you see him with Faith? Because he only goes on tour with her anymore, doesn't he?
He hasn't been on tour in a while.
Really?
So, but yeah, the only time I saw him in concert was with Faith. But it was good. I can't remember the name of the tour, but yeah, we
Worlds
were
Collide, something like that. Our Love Is Pure.
No, but we were in the front row.
What?
Yeah.
What's it like to have money?
No, it was just that's when ticket prices were not.
When was that?
Astronomical like they are now. And you would have to stand in line for Ticketmaster.
At FYE.
or wherever. No, I think they had like a Ticketmaster booth.
We didn't have we had to go to FYE or it was called Coconuts.
I can't remember it now.
And they had a little computer off to the side that said, it was a little computer with the sign that said Ticketmaster, so they had to print off a little actual ticket for you.
Yeah. So, my mom would, because I went with my mom and my dad and another couple that they are friends with.
Rich went to the concert? Mm-hmm. I don't picture your dad as a concert guy.
Well, it was country, so of course he went.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they stood in line. My mom and the other, the wife of the other guy, and they stood in line to get the ticket. So when you stood in line, it's not like now, like you have to do it online and you try to get a ticket. No, you stood in line and then you could get, whatever ticket.
You got dumped into the queue.
Yeah, no.
And then you hope for the best.
It was first come, first serve.
I looked at getting into the queue for the Oasis concert tickets next year, and then it was like, we're going to add you to a waiting list to get to the waiting list queue, and then you may not even get tickets. And I was like, you know what?
It's not worth it.
You know what? I'm sure there'll be YouTube videos of Oasis performing.
Yeah, it's just, I think there's just some people you're not meant to see.
And Oasis is that for me. Was not meant to see them.
But you got to see Phil Collins. You've got to see The Police.
I did.
So I think you've
Magic Romance several times.
Yeah, you've seen some good acts.
I have.
So
and Joe Sanegato's my friend now.
He's your acquaintance.
He's my I want to tag him on something to say, hey, me and my acquaintance Joe Sanegato. So I had to come up with something funny for that though. I had to catch his attention. All right. So,
oh my goodness.
We're delirious.
Yeah.
All right.
This is going to be an interesting episode.
Tell me about this song.
I don't even know. So, Live Like You Were Dying was released in June of 2004. And this was the lead single from Tim McGraw's album, which was the same name, Live Like You Were Dying. It spent 7 weeks at #1 on the Billboard Hot Country Songs chart and earned a Grammy Award.
Man, that's almost 2 months as #1. I think for me, anything more than 1 week is a major accomplishment considering how much music is pumped out there in the world.
Yeah.
And so for 7 weeks solid, your #1 song, that's pretty impressive.
So the song was written by Tim Nichols and Craig Weissman, who were two of Nashville's songwriting legends. They wrote this after hearing about a story about a man who had been diagnosed with a terminal illness. And then that sparked a conversation about what someone would do if they knew their days were numbered, which eventually led to the song.
So we can skip that part.
Okay.
So the song lyrics tell the story of a man whose father is diagnosed with a terminal illness. And the narrator asks his father how he responded to the news. And the father says that instead of dwelling on the sadness, he chose to start living to the fullest. And he embraced life with a renewed vigor, doing things he always wanted to do but had never gotten around to, like going skydiving, mountain climbing, and bull riding. But also, the father went on an emotional journey. He became more intentional about how he treated people and how he lived each day. So a couple of the key parts of the songs: I love deeper, and I spoke sweeter, and I gave forgiveness I've been denying, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
It also talks about a major shift in priorities and realizing that life is not just about thrilling experiences, but also about healing relationships, being kinder, and living with a more open heart. So there's an interesting note. If you scroll down, I don't know if you're with me. If you scroll down, a lot of the fans thought that the song was written mostly about Tim McGraw's father, Tug McGraw, who was a famous baseball player who passed away from brain cancer. But it wasn't really, like you mentioned, it was written by two songwriters about a story that they heard. Timing just happened to work out that.
Yeah. It fits.
Yeah. And so that's why I think a lot of people connected to that song with Tim. Like it was like, it's one of those situations where the stars, the universe aligns up where the only person that could sing this song was Tim McGraw.
Yeah.
The only person that could relate to this song connected to the world was Tim McGraw.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think it probably, unfortunately with the passing of his father, I think that helped him to connect to the song and deliver it the way it needed to be delivered.
Like you don't hear I don't know, Sabrina Carpenter singing this song or Lady Gaga. You know what I mean? This was meant for. It's like I'm throwing a wild example. Billie Jean. Yeah. Who else can sing Billie Jean besides Michael Jackson?
Right. Yeah.
It's it's one of those things where it had to be everything lined up for this person to sing a song. I think
it's like any song. Like, you can't imagine, like, Bye Bye Bye. You can't imagine.
I've heard a few covers that are okay.
But you can't imagine, like, Backstreet Boys singing it.
No.
Or, you know, I don't know, Nelly singing it.
Or My Heart Will Go On.
Yeah.
By Celine Dion. Yeah. That's another untouchable song that you can't.
Right.
A few songs have been touched lately. That sounded funny. Phil Collins, In the Air Tonight.
Yeah.
There's been a few covers that are pretty good that are comparable to the original.
Right.
But I think there has to be a certain amount of time that passes before you can touch a song.
Right. Yeah. I think so.
Does that make sense? I hope that made sense.
It does.
It sounded really, really deep in my head. What?
No, I closed a move goal. No.
You literally haven't moved.
I know. I closed.
Your eyelids have been moving, so that's what it is.
Well, and sometimes, like, when I'm crocheting, because
that's so unfair.
I know.
Kelly's,
and I laugh because I'm like, oh, okay.
Kelly's Apple Watch registers her crocheting as exercise, so it'll alert.
It's exercising my wrist.
Did you say excrement?
Exercising.
So sometimes it alerts me on my watch saying, Kelly closed out a ring. And I was like, she's sitting on the couch right outside my office. Meanwhile, I'm outside walking up and down the block trying to close my rings.
I did walk with you.
The first time ever.
Not the first time ever.
Second time ever.
No.
Third.
No.
Fifth.
Like more.
6.
We have walked before.
Less than 10.
No, because usually I walk in the mornings with my mom.
Yeah.
So by the time you walk, I've already done my walk. So usually Sophia walks with you.
Well, you can come with me still.
Keep me company twice.
Anyway, let's go back to the song. Bring it back. So yeah, like I said, it's fitting for Tim McGraw. There's no way nobody else could sing it.
Yeah.
So let's just skip to the lyrics.
Okay.
Because I think all the rest of it's kind of fluff that I wrote up, and let's just dive into the song because I feel like this song actually fits for the situations we've been dealing with for the last, at this rate, 3 years, 2 years. With my cousin dying, your dad dying, and then me deciding I needed attention.
Everybody else was getting attention.
Me, like, you know what? Hey, guys, I pulled a Lily. I was like, I need attention too.
You did.
Take me to the ER. I've been to the ER twice in the last year.
Yeah. That's fun.
That's and at the ER they don't use them small IV needles. They go with the big boys.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I'm gonna miss about when they remove my port is the easy access to.
I know, to get blood drawn. It's like everybody should just have a port, and then you just get your blood drawn from there. But then you got to put the cream on.
Yeah,
it's a whole process.
That's true.
So
very true.
You know,
but I don't get lightheaded when they take blood out of my chest. But when they do it from my arm, I get a little woozy.
Maybe it's because you can see it.
Maybe.
And with your chest, you can't. Like, you'd have to go like this, and it's not like a easy thing to do.
No,
so
no. Anyway,
why are you sweating?
Needles and I don't play nice. We don't play nice.
You should be used to it by now.
I should, and I kind of am, but just thinking, like, when it has to happen, I'm like, okay, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But when I think about it extracurricularly, no, I don't.
Oh, yeah, no.
Like, thinking about it right now, I was like, ugh. But I know that in December, I got to go back in. The guy stabbed me in the chest and draw blood and flush this thing out. And then, okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But thinking about it, like, this giant needle's going on my chest just for giggles.
I know. That's why, like, when I go to the doctor, like, I know they're going to draw blood, but I still hate it because I hate the tourniquet and I hate...
That's the worst part of all.
Yeah.
That stupid tourniquet.
But, you know, the nurse told me that did it this last time. She's like, I always do it tight because then it takes your mind off what I'm going to do next.
But I do something to distract me. I bite my lip.
Yeah.
I bite my lip. No, I bite the inside. I go this real quick, and I focus on that pain rather than this.
Well, that's what she's saying. She does the
stupid tourniquet. The guy who does my PET scans, that dude's like magical.
Yeah.
Because he does the tourniquet, and he's like, okay, pump your arm a few times, and I pumps it, and then I don't know how he slides the needle in, and then he pulls the tourniquet out in one motion.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like he went, and I was like, he's like, okay, you're done. So I felt the tug of the tourniquet, but I didn't feel the needle, and I was like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, you're hooked up, and I was like, oh, cool.
Well, and it could, with that too, it could just be you're also focusing on like everything else that is going on that day. So it's like your brain's kind of like all over the place. So.
But usually when PET scans, I take up Xanax, so I'm already kind of like...
Yeah, so, and I think the Xanax too helps. So.
Oh, it does. It does. Fortunately for me, I don't have any more PET scans for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, so you don't have to do a special diet.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Oh, my... Yeah. Yes, thank you, Lord.
At least that I'm aware of, because...
They did a CT scan when I went to the ER the first time.
Yeah.
So it was just like, here's the dye that made you pee like crazy.
Yeah.
They made me nauseous, though. But anyway.
Yeah.
Well. Made me kind of squeezy. All right, so let's talk about the lyrics.
Okay.
So we're going to just stop and talk about it as we go along. So he said, I was in my early 40s with a lot of life before me, and a moment came that stopped me on a dime. I spent most of the next days looking at the x-rays, talking about the options, and talking about sweet time. And then it says, I asked him when it sank in that this might really be the real end. How's it hit you when you get that kind of news? Man, what'd you do? And then it says, and he said, I went skydiving, I went Rocky Mountain climbing, I went 2.7 seconds on a bull named Fu Manchu, and I loved deeper and I spoke sweeter, and I gave forgiveness I've been denying. And he said, someday I hope you get the chance to live like you were dying. And he said, I was finally the husband that most of the time I wasn't. And I became a friend would like to have. And all of a sudden, going fishing wasn't such an imposition. And I went three times that year, I lost my dad. Well, I finally read the good book, and I took a good, long, hard look at what I'd do if I could do it all again. And then I went skydiving, I went Rocky Mountain climbing, I went 2.7 seconds. Oh, let me skip that. And it says, and he said, someday I hope you get the chance to live like you were dying, like tomorrow was a gift, and you've got eternity to think about what you do with it. What did you do with it? What can I do with it? And it just goes, I went skydiving, Rocky Mountain climbing. So I used to love this song a lot. Mm-hmm. I mean, I loved the song before I even got sick. But now that I see it, I got a little choked up reading it a couple of times, because it kind of explains when I got diagnosed. Mm-hmm. I got the phone call. Hey, you got cancer. We're gonna have you come in, and we're gonna go over your options and this and this and this. Mm-hmm. They called me like on a Tuesday. Wasn't it a Tuesday or Wednesday? Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
And then my appointment,
it was the middle of the week.
And then they squeezed me in my appointment for the Friday. Mm-hmm. Like it was Wednesday, and then Friday you got to come in.
Yeah.
So we went in, and I'm looking at this PET scan. I see this giant mass in my chest.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, okay. And in my head, all I heard was blah, 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 blah.
It's like
5%.
It's like peanuts.
Yeah. Wah, 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 wah.
Yeah.
95% chance curability, 5% chance not.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. Chemo. Blah, 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 blah. Lose hair. And it was just all these things. Yeah. And I'm just
It's almost like your hearing goes out, because it's so much. It's so much information, and it's so much emotion that you're feeling. Like you just
it was too much.
You zone out.
It really was a lot, and I think you saw it firsthand. I didn't shut down. I just kind of went into this little small cave inside my head, like, nothing's happening. You're okay. Everything's fine. And then the whole house around me is just on fire. Everything's fine. You're okay. But it was just, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, like you said, it's talking about options. I'm like, I got option A.
Yeah.
Don't do a thing.
Yeah.
And potentially die from this. Most likely die from this.
Yeah.
Because it'll get worse. It's not going to get better.
Right.
Or B, go through 6 to 7, 8 months of hell and hopefully come out on the other side.
Yeah.
And you're like, and I wasn't even 40 at the time. I was 39. Yep. I was like, in my head, I had a whole life ahead of me.
Exactly.
I mean, I had everything. So talking about options was like, but no, there's no options. I want to just go about my day, go about my life.
Well, of course, nobody wants to go through chemo or, then start going to all these doctor visits and everything. But, you have to, when you get something like this, you have to try to fight, because you never know. I mean, there are people that have had cancer 2-3 times and they're still fighting and they come out the other side.
Yeah.
And
I was talking to somebody, I forgot who it was. Maybe it was at work. I forget things. But they asked, hey, is it curable? I said, yeah, it's 95%. 5 might come back and this and that. And then I was like, if it comes back, I don't know if I have the fight in me again. And she's like, yeah, you will. Was it a she? I think it was a lady from Ohio that I met at my training.
Yeah.
She's like, you do. And I was like, right now, I just don't. Like, thinking about it, it's just like, no, I'm good. It's all right. I tried it once.
But the thing is, you can't look at it as it's just you.
Yeah.
You know, because then that's selfish.
It is.
Because you're thinking, no, I can't do it. But then what's the alternative?
Yeah.
The alternative is you're not here.
But also, there's a fine line at what point you have to say enough's enough. But right. I'm not at that point. Now, trust me, I'm not at that point. Right. I'm not saying I'm gonna get to that point.
No, I know.
But in watching that show,
yeah, there are cancers and illnesses out there that leave you so drained, and all that medication is just poison.
Yeah.
You know,
and
yes,
doc said it from the get-go. Yeah.
Yes, it can help. But in the end, you know, there are some illnesses that you just get too sick and even the medicine's not doing anything. So at that point, I understand. But if the medicine if you don't even try, like, to me, that's selfish.
And that show that I was watching, it's about a cancer patient, and she goes through treatment after treatment after treatment. And in the last season, she's just like, I don't want to spend the rest of my days just hooked up to a machine getting pumped full of medicine. She's like, I just want to enjoy my last few days.
Well, and with her too, like, stuff would work for a little bit and then it would stop working. Yeah. So I get.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but
we won't even think about that bridge. The bridge is not even built. We're not going to cross it. It is what it is.
There's no blueprints for that bridge.
No. But I also love the part of the song where it goes, and I love deeper, and I spoke sweeter, and I gave forgiveness where I'd been denying. I feel like I came out a little bit different from this whole experience.
Yeah, you did.
I love deeper.
Yeah.
I talk sweeter.
Yeah.
Do I?
Mm-hmm.
For reals?
Mm-hmm.
For reals? For reals? Or no?
Especially when you were sick.
I've been nicer. I got
away with a lot of things. I'm kidding.
I've been nicer. I've been sweeter.
You have.
I've given forgiveness.
Yeah.
Just minus one person. That wound will never heal.
Some wounds don't.
Yeah. And right here it says, I was finally the husband that most of the time I wasn't. Do you think I came out as better husband from this whole thing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Not that you were a bad husband.
Apparently I was.
No, you weren't.
You just officially confirmed it.
Oh,
look at you.
My gosh. I can't.
You officially just confirmed it. You said, yeah, you were awful.
I did not say you were awful. I said it's not that you were awful. But, you know, whenever somebody goes through something, you change a little bit, you know. So you going through this whole ordeal, you know, you've come out a stronger person.
I hope so.
And you look at things
a
little bit differently.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
You still, you know, there are still times where things get to you and you get in your head, but I think that's just an imperfection.
That's just a personality trait of mine that I just overthink things.
Yeah.
But then I try not to. I try not to let it get to me the way it used to, and that's from the help of the therapy as well.
Right.
Being in therapy and then also dealing with cancer before I hit 40. That I think all that kind of put things in perspective.
Right. And I think,
and also having Joe Sanagato as a friend.
An acquaintance.
Sorry, I apologize.
Let's get that right for now.
And just meeting new people. I mean,
yeah.
Like I always, we've talked about this 100 times, and it sounds like a broken record. But the guy who owns the property across the street, when I first got diagnosed, he told me cancer's a great teacher.
Yeah.
And I've told the story over and over again.
And not just for you, but for me too.
Yeah. Well, let me talk about me first, and then we can talk about you. Because if not, I forget my train of thought. I forget things.
Then go.
So it taught me, when he said that, I was like, what? And he saw my face, and he goes, you'll understand. He goes, trust me, you'll understand. He goes, right now it makes no sense.
Right, yeah.
And I was like, okay. But it did teach me a lot of things, like how strong I can be. Because when this whole thing started, I was in a hole. Yeah. I mean, obviously, you helped pick me up out of the bed because I was like, why?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
But it taught me how strong I can be and how appreciate the time that I have with you and Sophia and the dogs, my family. And it's taught me how special my family is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, your mom came through. My mom, I mean, above and beyond. My brother, above and beyond. My father stepped up majorly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we always haven't had we've never had the best of relationships, but he's stepped up like a father should.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, royally stepped up. Everybody in my family in Florida, my aunts, they flew up. My cousins couldn't come up because they have small children, and they can't.
It's harder for them.
You can't come up here when your cousin has cancer. And is all jacked up.
You don't need the like babies.
I didn't want my nieces and nephews to see Uncle Dre as a cancer patient with little hair and looking like trash and on the sofa, miserable.
Right.
I want them to see me when I do see them healthy, big, like, hey, that's my big Uncle Dre.
Right.
So,
well, not big, but
before I was just like, I mean, I was really skinny and I was just kind of frail.
Yeah.
I felt like, I mean, it sucked to shower some days because I was like, man, I feel weak.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm getting my strength back finally.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I think the walking helps too.
And so it's funny. I actually the other day when I was walking, so this guy tells me this cancer's a great teacher, this and that, and then I've met all these new people that I've met in my life. Mm-hmm. I mean, this like I said, this song applies to me personally because I feel like I've loved deeper and I've grown to meet new people.
Mm-hmm. You've opened yourself up.
I've opened myself up. And like I was telling my barber yesterday, the guy that we met at my pet scan this last time, he was nervous as a leaf. And I talked him down a little bit the way that Emma did for me, which Emma did exist, right? She wasn't the guardian angel in my head. No, okay, cool. Because it started freaking me out when I watched this TV show. Like this woman had people in her life, but there were hallucinations during her cancer treatment.
Oh yeah,
that helped her.
No, she was real because I saw her.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah, good. I saw her.
Because Emma made it
I talked to her.
Okay, good.
And I saw her without you.
Okay, cool. Oh, so the other day I thought about that. I was like, I meant to talk to you about that. I was like, was Emma real?
Yes, she was real.
So if you don't know, we're going all over the place with this. Before we went for my first chemo, we went into the waiting area and we showed up with luggage pretty much.
Well,
because
we were newbies. We were first timers.
I think we're done with the song, so let's see how it applies. Do you want to talk about how it changed you, and then we could talk about our first day at chemo?
I don't know if it really changed me per se. Well, I guess it showed me how strong I could be.
Mm-hmm. Because you had to do everything.
Yeah, and
fortunately, you didn't have to wipe my butt. That was a good thing because we have the days.
Yeah,
and plus, I was constipated most of chemo, so
exactly. But I had to, and we have family that would help us, and we have friends that would bring meals and everything. So I didn't really have to do a whole, and like your mom would clean the house for us and everything.
When my aunts were here, they rotated staying here overnight. So I would,
because
if you needed help,
and it wasn't even that I needed help, but it was just I was scared that you were gonna collapse again on me, and and we had a couple of episodes with that, but nothing like the first time. So I think it just made me realize that I can, I'm a lot stronger than I thought I was. And
Sophia's a lot stronger than we thought she was too, because she stepped up as well. Yeah, she wouldn't leave my side at all.
And I think it just taught me that I can do things that I didn't think I could, and so yeah.
Okay. So back to the cancer. Back to cancer's a great teacher.
Yeah.
As I was walking, was it a week ago, 2 weeks ago? It was recently. I was walking up and down the street. The owner of the property across the street pulls up and he stopped and he's like, hey, how's your treatment going? So I actually told him everything. He goes, oh, that's fantastic. And I meant to tell him, hey, look, I still carry that you told me cancer's a great teacher, but it never came around that part.
Yeah.
But whatever. So back to our Emma story. So we get to chemo. They tell... Before we get there, like, be prepared to be here for 8 hours. And
yeah, that's what they told us the
paperwork
day before. So that's why we had like a ton of stuff because I figured, okay, we're going to be here all day. I'm going to need something to read. Yeah. I'm going to need
food, snacks.
Yeah. I was because I didn't know what they had.
I mean, you had 2 big bags and I had a backpack.
Yeah. Like I brought like stuff to crochet and I I figured this is going to be all day long. So whatever. We're going to be here till like 5 o'clock.
And my chart said like 720 minutes, which is like 8 hours.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, geez. So we get there and I'm like freaking out. I'm sitting there. I'm
like, no.
I'm losing my mind. I'm really freaking out. And Emma, this woman across from us was talking to her husband in Spanish. And she just started talking to me. Or did I talk to her first?
I think you talked to her first. Like you asked her
how it is or something like that.
Something like that.
And she talked me down. Like she brought this peace to me that after that, I was like, you know what? I can do this.
Yeah.
So she became my chemo buddy. And we just, every time we were in chemo, we would say hi to each other. She would always check up on me first.
Yeah.
Even though she had a more aggressive cancer, she would always check up on me and say, how are you feeling? How are you doing?
Yeah.
Always sweet. And
that's a good person.
And then 1 week, my chemo got delayed because of my white blood counts. So I went and looked for her. I went down all the bays and I found her. And I was like, hey, this and that. She goes, don't worry about it. It happens to everybody. And it did put me at ease. So, but then we call it graduated chemo. I hate that term, but...
Well, she finished her chemo treatment.
Before I did.
And I think she finished it on a week that we weren't there. Yeah. So we didn't get to see her ring the bell, unfortunately. Yeah. But
and we didn't exchange numbers either.
Yeah, but she had...
radiation
too. So, and then I saw her, like, I think that same week... because I had to come.
You had to get paperwork for
work. That was when you ended up in the ER, and I had to go. I had to get something from the doctor for you. So I told her, and talked to her for a minute.
But she brought so much peace to my life, and I wanted to pay that forward, and that's why I felt like I did with the guy at the PET scan.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm gonna try to do from now on. There's a red cardinal outside our window. It's a gorgeous bird. You see it?
That was my elementary school mascot.
Was it?
Cardinal.
Go Cardinals. But yeah. So yeah, this song, it hits close to home now more than ever.
Yeah.
So now I cry when I hear it.
Yeah.
Yep. But I'm not going to go skydiving or bull riding.
No. Well, I think that was probably...
That's what led to the guy's dedeath.
No, I was thinking maybe the bull was like one of those mechanical bulls. That's what I was thinking.
I'm afraid of those.
I know.
I feel like you probably get more hurt on those than
they have they have padding.
Well, I understand that, but you still have that thing you have to hold on to. And what if your chest catches that pretty good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not gonna get a mechanical bull. I'm okay.
You've had enough chest issues.
Yeah, nowhere near a mechanical bull. Nowhere near.
Nowhere near a real one.
Nope.
We're not doing that.
No, not at all.
We're not like gonna go experiment with our lives, even if we are dying.
But I think that's it for the song, for the episode.
Yeah.
I think I'm good.
I think so too.
Ooh, that's the wrong button.
You almost made my voice sound
funny. Like now. We should just do the whole episode like this. No. It'd be funny. No. Come on. No. Just laugh. People will stop listening to us. Nobody's listening anyway.
Our friend is.
Yeah, we have a new listener.
Yeah. Hi.
Hello. You know who you are.
I was just going to say, you know who you are. We hope.
Then just say his name. Or both their names.
Well, I don't know if she's listening.
Now she has to. So now tell her, look, say we name dropped you, so you have to listen to all the episodes until you find which one.
Like, you got to guess which episode.
There you go. So you may want to drop a name. Just drop their first name. Thank you, J and A.
Yeah.
Happy?
Yeah.
There you go.
Works.
So now we got to play the song. Oh, yeah. So the show Instagram is Listen to the Words Podcast. The show emails listen to the words pod@gmail.com. When I'm working on getting a potential guest, I filled out their form yesterday, so hopefully that works.
Oh, yeah.
It was a guest we're supposed to have last year, but then I got cancer, so of course I ruined everything.
I gotta.
So
I should email their manager.
Email them. Why not at this rate? So what's the show email?
Listen to the words podkelly@gmail.com.
All right. So with that being said, we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Bye.